Life and death occurs in every moment. For life to bloom, there must be death. But what is death? What do you think happens? Everything just goes black? Do you think you dissipate in the ground and your body is simply converted into earth juices for the worms to eat? These questions have plagued humanity for an infinity, and now we have so many theories. Some people think that you get sent to heaven or hell, depending on your behavior and God's grace. Some people think that you might reincarnate as an owl or an ant, or even just come back as another human. I could talk about this for an eternity, but in every theory there's a journey and a transformation. A place you once were and a place you're going. A singular experience in consciousness constantly from their own lens. Imagine non-existence. You can't, because you exist and will continue to exist. For energy cannot be destroyed, nor created, and only transmuted. We keep transforming through the ether in different environments and states of being in a time of ever-presence. Your life right now is happening because of every decision that you've made in your past. You're sat where you're sat, watching this video because of an inconceivable chain of events that's led you up to this moment right now. From this precise moment, you can decide where you want to go, what you want to see, and what you want to do. And all of these little decisions will have a consequence on your future. You can decide to quit smoking now and anchor into the decision to get to a point where you can say that you don't smoke. Research actually found that the people who say that they don't smoke had a better chance of quitting than those who said that they can't smoke. This is purely because of the shift of identity that occurs by saying that you don't do something. You can decide to learn how to play piano or guitar and anchor into that decision to do that. Go to a lesson, find a teacher, or better yet, just find a piano and just start playing it. The more you do or don't do the thing, make space for the person that you want to become. The past version of yourself as being a smoker or a non-musically entailed person dies once you make the decision to change that part of yourself, and you can invoke this experience with whatever it is that you decide to do. Making the decision to do the thing that's difficult but more aligned with who you truly are and want to be gets easier the more that you do it. In the same way, playing guitar and not smoking gets easier the more that you practice. The power truly resides in every moment, and in these moments, every decision matters and changes your matter, anatomy, and biology. I think that's where the term mind over matter comes from. The word decide comes from the Latin de, meaning off, and cadari, meaning to cut. To truly decide is to break away from the other option. If you're going to do something, you can either do it or don't. And some things require a whole lot of not being able to do it efficiently before you can say you're good. But every time you decide to do it, you're putting in a little bit more effort into the version of yourself that can do it and are great at it. To be terrible at something, you have to at least try it. You can't say that you're bad at something that you've never done before. You have no idea. You might even find it easier than others when you first pick it up, or more difficult. It's okay either way. To become great, you must first be bad, then average, then good, and then you can be great. If you could become comfortable at being bad, that's the first step towards greatness. That's what transforming is in its essence. You were once somewhere and someone, and now you're where you are and who you are. How conscious of a decision-making process has gone into who and where you are now? Do you think that if you spent more time and effort into making different decisions that you'd be somewhere or someone that you prefer? Because every great tree you've ever seen started off as a tiny twig at some point, and this process occurs everywhere throughout all of nature and across the universe. Our sun wasn't always a great gas giant that it is now. It was once a tiny ball of energy that spun and spun until it could harmonize the perfect balance that could perpetuate life to us all. Everything takes time to grow, and there's no cheating that process. The great thing is though, you become amazing if you start to continuously and consciously grow in the direction that you want to, and that's a fact of nature. We can worry about death when we get to it. For now, let's make our seconds count. Let's focus on utilizing our minutes and stack these into hours that slowly create the seedlings of our development, then give water, sunlight, and attention to these ideas on the daily. Create a harmony of weeks that you can look back on month after month and think, damn, I really did that. I really picked myself up this year, and then figure out what you're going to do in the next year once you've learned to encapsulate your dreams into movements in reality. Don't underestimate what you can do in a decade. You've got about 7, 8, 9 of them. Who knows? We might even die at 30, 40. God forbid, we might even have a tragic accident tomorrow. Do you really want to spend your last moments thinking, I could have done more? Because I don't. from the jungle. I look like such a jungle boy. I feel so weird right now. It's so hot, honestly. It's so strange.
You know what to take some pictures of yourself though with it?
What's that selfie sort of thing?
Yeah, so you've got something for yourself to look back on and go, oh my god, I used to look like that. Yeah.
Oh, well,
What's life then?
changing.
Yeah.
Very changing. I'm not gonna need this anymore.
No. Oh, what are they to like finish? I think so. Oh, finish. He's going for it. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, you're doing it now yourself?
I'm not gonna do it all.
No, you have to do it all. Yeah, hold it.
What?
Chop it off and hold it like I
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
Go. Until it takes a while to hang through.
Transformation. Maybe it's time for a goodbye. Maybe it's time to cut ties with a relationship, a bad habit, and the strands we share with time, the taste of what we call mine. An ending is but a birth of a new beginning, however, it still has a lingering feeling. The ominous mystery of what's next always perplex my mind underneath the rest that was raised with a foundation of complications, but you slowly find peace in the chaos and have fun with it. Anxiety introduced me to the bolder, older brother. He said his name was Adrenaline and he was meddling in a different style of existence, telling me to tap into the essence of the present tense, to observe the beauty in the patterns from the magic of our lens. He taught me to let go of my wrath, but to keep the fire. I use it as fuel to get higher than inspire the young folk getting choked by the game of life. I slowly understood the joke of strife. What you meant for my evil, God was showing me the light, whispering, can you see this type? I was blinded by a few of you. As if the moon eclipsing the sun, I couldn't see past your dead planet, but as orbits circulate and galaxies slowly grow, I learned how to manage with the seeds that were sown. Clocked I was a man of the earth, the sun and the universe, naturally nurtured by the elements guiding me to mastery. I was 16 when I saw my first sea and felt its gentle breeze pressing on my inner peace. Sat on and under trees contemplating why me, thinking, if there was a God, why's he left the G alone in this hot mess? Do you know what it means to be baptized inside of magma? Looking into the iris of a volcano erupting, kept me on my toes with this flow I'm conducting from a place that only some know. Whilst my head was figuring out an escape, my hair locked in the form of my dreads that's flown through space. But maybe it's time for a goodbye. Maybe it's time to cut ties with a relationship, a bad habit, and the strands we share with time. The tastes of what we call mine. I'm a guide, a shepherd of Mount Vesuvius. I'm not new to this, they say I'm studious, but I'm just curious with a knack to thrive no matter how tempestuous the storm. Did you know that asking the right question at the right time to the right G could save you from the madness of a furious deep sea? Or do you think you can swim your way out of it and ignore the boats wanting to pull you out of the sunken ocean? Let that sink in, cause it hurts to see you drowning and frowning. So I've been plotting and scheming how to heal your feels. How can I teach my people how to deal with the cards they've been dealt? God has power in every hand. Sit still and learn to plan and plot a scheme riddled with your wildest dreams. My team is my team and they're gonna stand by and rate a G, cause I stood beside the right hand of truth. Moved by an energy I learned to comprehend to the limitless end, the intimate infinity. To be a prodigy is a gift of pain. Bank I switched when I found my name. Kindness be killing the coldest souls, G. I'm trimming and molded the scolded old me. Molting the fur as I brave through new seasons. These men will find every reason to treason, but got no time to improve and soothe the legion of demons, leading them to dead and mice, even though they know the price. In fact, it's your precious time. I can give you the ingredients and a recipe, but only you can conjure the elixir of life. You ain't hollow. Why sit wallowing in sorrow where you can plan and pattern a better tomorrow? Try to convince yourself that it ain't in your hands, but no matter what happens, you're forever in your own head. So learn to purify. It ain't classified information to dedicate an occasion to healing your immaculate mind, body, and soul. Chuck the right coal in your furnace and you can turn this around. It's a sound, it's a vibe, it's a glorious tribe. It's a life, it's a code, a victorious road. Walk, jog, run, sprint. Take a break and appreciate the view. Cause whatever you see, you can do it too. These are just a few words from a man that grew. Cleaner, fresher, figuring life out forever. Resilient too, can't count the amount of times I got her. Sometimes I got a glow, cause they tryna put me down. Too bad that I float, cause they wanna see me out of my door. Found my grace, of that I'm sure. I ain't gotta say a word, cause my soul it pours on my sleeves. I'm a bold brother chasing inner peace. Bolder heart, make some art, learn how to play your part. Alright, there's enough of that. That poem's called Transform, New Norm. As you can see, I've cut off my hair. It's been about 12 years since I had a trim like this, 6 years of naturally formed dreadlocks. I felt like it was the last thing that I needed to do to sanctify my growth as an individual, and I'm absolutely over the moon that I did. I've never worked in a place surrounded by so many people and bumped into so many homies since I trimmed off my hair, and the responses I've gotten have been overwhelmingly positive. I've had a lot of people tell me that they miss my dreads, and I do too, but I don't miss them enough because I'm happy with the man that I've become. It's mad how much a haircut can actually change your mentality. I could talk for days because I've already talked for like 10 minutes now, basically. So thank you for watching Trim V1, aka Transform, Repair Your Immaculate Mind. Bless.